Alright, hey, what's up, everybody? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. And this is going to be a real easy one. Why Simone Biles quit? And I could think of a few good reasons for her mental problems. They say she quit because of mental problems, right? Oh, I could think of a few good reasons for her mental problems. One of which being this guy, Larry Nasser. All right, I want y'all to pay attention to this. All right, Larry Nasser. Now, as we go through this, I'm gonna tell you the reason behind this video right here. I was looking at some comments on why she quit, and people like, "Oh, she's not tough. She's not tough. You want to go to the Olympics and represent the United States, and how can you go and not be tough enough?" But she's been to a couple of Olympics. She's been to national competitions. She's always represented the United States. How come she can't take time out to represent herself? But see, a lot of people that say that don't really understand what has been going on in the field of gymnastics and what has been going on with these girls in gymnastics. All right, and so while I would say this should not surprise you, given how depraved our country is and the people that are running these organizations are, all right, I am disappointed at the stands that even some of the brothers that I respected. I'm disappointed at with how they came at this because they are looking at this thing as her being an athlete, right? But no, there's not much reason anymore to represent the United States in anything, given with people like YouTube, Facebook, and stuff, all the information they keep hidden from us. This stuff, this evil, this robbing of our speech by these corporations. We're not representing the United States. We're representing the corporations. Remember, that's who they put in office. They're the ones that put people in office, right? So yeah, a lot of people have mental problems right now, but hers are deeper than you think, and you haven't really thought about it. So before we get started, let me greet everybody. Gordon Hardu, Gudag, Ola Oi to the Bang, Bosses Los, Bonjour mes amis. Kedu Bawani, Konnichiwa, Ni hao ni ama, Sani Bonani, Jumbo Herbarigani, Assalamu alaikum, and Shalom. All right, so let's break this down by really defining what's going on. All right, there is, here's my reasons: possible racism by the judges and governing bodies of gymnastics. We're going to deal with this one first. For people who have their heads up in the clouds about the United States, y'all have to understand, a lot of these people put themselves on the line, their bodies on the line, only to find out that they're doing stuff for people that really treat them like garbage. All right? From a government who treats them like garbage, also that they can represent them. All right? So we're going to break down this garbage thing. Now, let me say this. YouTube is striking my videos, and I'll show you at the end what's going on. Every time I reach a certain level, they look for a reason to take my channel down, and it doesn't matter, right? They struck a video that they now allow up on YouTube. They struck a video for information that I put out that they are now allowing on YouTube, but they didn't take the strike away. All right, so my TikTok account is going to be at Reluctant Nabi. All right, that's my TikTok. Go on to my Facebook. All right, so if you're subscribed to me, go onto my Facebook, find me at KI Space Jameson. And my group is reluctantnabi Afro Men. And get into the messenger part of Facebook and hit me up in Messenger. Why? Because it's harder for them to hold down our voices when we use TikTok and Messenger than when we're using YouTube. YouTube are liars, and they mean for our demise as an Afro community. And they're helping towards that end. That's why they're blocking certain things, and that's why they're telling us which medical opinions they're going to support. All right? So understand this. Now, one other thing. My Cash App and my PayPal me will be in the description box. And so y'all know what to do. All right? If you want to support me and this channel and what we're doing, because not only are they doing this, but every time they take down the channel, once it reaches 4,000 subscribers, every time my channel reached 4,000 subscribers, they came up with a reason to take it down. All right. So I have 2 strikes right now on the one channel with 4,000 subscribers, and they'll find another one because they're looking for a reason to strike it down. And really, they just strike it, say we looked at it. They're liars. All right. So if you want to support me and what I'm doing, all right, my Cash App and my PayPal me is in the description box. All right. So let's get rolling. All right, brothers. So let's take a look at this. This is that so-called Debutanka. All right. This is the thing that she practiced. All right. Then with all the changes in the Olympics, she broke out and did. Now, what I want to show you is how many times she practiced this thing. All right. But here's the issue. She's the first woman to attempt that. All right, she's the first woman to attempt that. But I want y'all to understand something else about this thing. Not only is she the first woman to attempt that, all right, she gets named for it. Now, here's your first issue that I can think about. All of the stunts and flips and the things and routines that Simone Biles was doing were so difficult for other females that what the organization, the International Gymnastics Organization, started to do was they started to not rate her stuff with the difficulty that her stuff needed to be rated at. Okay? I could think of one other time they did such a heinous thing. Y'all remember this person? Serial Bonelli. Yes, they made that illegal. Understand this. They made that illegal. Now, when I say racism within the Gymnastic Judgment Federation or whoever the people are that make these rules, I start thinking about the ice skating thing, where it's the same amount of racism that comes with it. Not with the people. See, because most of the people, black, white, brown, whatever, realizing that most of the people that watched gymnastics were pretty much Caucasian, right? They liked what Simone Biles was doing. She had the support of the lay people and of the gymnasts, but those stiff-necked and that's the thing. Are they still racist in gymnastics? It seems that way because you have to wonder if it was a non-melanated person that was that powerful and creative, would there have been such a problem? I want you to think about it. But the same way they robbed Serial Bonelli, first they said she had to land on one skate. So she learned to do it and land on one skate. But then after she did that, oh, it's too dangerous. So not only are we not going to give you the points that you deserve, but we're going to dock you. We're going to take points away from you because no one else can do it that we like. That's what it boils down to. That's the first problem. Larry Nassar. Here's another reason for her to quit. The United States has never represented Afro people well in sports or anything like that, while at the same time we brought notoriety and all the rest of that to the United States. And when you really look at it, and if you take all the Afro people that's melanated out of these sporting events, you would have a very, very boring spectacle, with the exception of the snow events. All right? But really, this is what you have, right? But this is how egregious this was. All right? And I want y'all to pay attention to this. This man was sentenced to 60 years in federal prison in a separate case regarding child abuse images. All right? These women, when they were girls, starting out in gymnastics, were accosted and molested. And this is what she wrote. Most of you know me as a happy, giggly, energetic girl. But lately, I felt a bit broken and more. I try to shut off the voices in my head. It screams. I am not afraid to tell my story. So what this dude was doing, and if you want that, email me, and because this is a photograph or a screenshot of her Twitter, right? This wasn't the only person that was going through this stuff. And this guy probably wasn't the only guy, because USA Gymnastics has come under fire over its handling of sexual abuse cases in the wake of Nassar scandal and an Indianapolis Star investigation that revealed the failure to report to authorities many allegations of abuse against coaches and staff at some of more, understand this, than 3,500 clubs across the United States. Let that sink in for a minute. All right, now add that to her coming up with all these difficult things and these people taking points away or not giving the value of difficulty that it should be. And that difficulty value is one of the higher points of your parts of your score. We'll get into why that is. But let's just get here, because these things are cumulative. All right? So let's reach a little further. So this dude was sentenced to 60 years, right? These are some of the people that have gone through this stuff by this dude. All right? And the link to this story will be in the description box also. Ali Raisman, Michaela Maroney, Gabby Douglas. Now, if you Afro, you coming into this, and we don't know who else is coming into this. All right, because they figure you're not protected anyway, because most of them come in as from single moms and stuff. All right, so Maroney filed a lawsuit against the USA Gymnastics last month, alleging that officials paid her to sign a confidential financial settlement to remain silent on the abuse. Biles said she was encouraged to come forward after hearing the stories of her fellow athletes. So this is the United States government. This is YouTube. This is Facebook. This is all these corporations when it comes to what endangers us. And so you think about this mess that's going on with this Fauci juice and all the rest of this stuff, and you think YouTube have our best interest? No. They're paid to have us destroyed. They're paid to allow people that's doing damage to us as a people to continue to do that damage. They're paid to make sure we stay silent. What YouTube does to people like me is they keep striking our videos and taking them down. All right? They keep striking our channels and taking them down. They keep making new standards and taking them down. All right? You are not allowed to tell the truth. These girls were not allowed to tell the truth. Think about how you feel about having your speech taken by YouTube and Facebook and stuff. Now think about how they feel by having their childhood taken by some dude that says they're supposed to trust because he works for an organization that they're supposed to trust in a country that they're supposed to trust. All right? Y'all think about that. Think about it. My mind just be gone some of the times. But one of the other things I want you to think about is this. That what happened here is when you put together all of this, and understand
so
this.
Good. Huge air. That is 3 flips, 3 times around from board to mat.
Listen to what they say.
Of people worry that you're not going to have enough power or height or in the air. And look at this, over-rotated it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how big that was. Wow.
And everybody was thinking that, when she announced this, a lot of the experts were out there saying, she doesn't need to do it. Why would she do this? The potential for, getting hurt, is so great, but they haven't really seen Simone Biles because, okay, she has done 4 of those today.
Understand, she did 4 that day. All right? So I want y'all to understand this.
So good. Huge air. That is 3 flips, 3 times around from board to mat.
And a lot of people worry that you're not going to have enough power or height or in the air. And look at this, over-rotated it.
Yeah.
All right. And think about what I showed you before this. These were all of her practices.
Yeah, that's how big that was. Wow.
And everybody was thinking that, when she announced this, a lot of the experts were out there saying, she doesn't need to do it. Why would she do this? The potential for, getting hurt, is so great, but they haven't really seen Simone Biles because, okay, she has done 4 of those today.
All right, understand this. After doing that, she won a bunch of medals already. All right. After doing that, she won a bunch of medals already. And y'all thinking, what kind of pressure would she be under? She would be under the media pressure. What kind of mental problems would she be having? Well, this is one. That right there should have been rated for the females at 7.1, 7.2. It should have been rated into the 7s. But because she was doing it, and what they wanted to discourage her creativity, the gymnastic board decided to rate that at a 6.6. You would have think, okay, let's go middle, 6.8. Remember I told you that's a big chunk of the thing? And these people have been doing this thing to Simone Biles the whole time, come running up to this in international competition and stuff. And you just finally get here, right? And I'm going to tell you what I think is going on. I think this woman said, you know what? I'm going to do this, get this done in my name, because it's never been done before. And this is the last achievement I want. Because these crazy people that allow a lot of us girls to be molested, that keep changing their rules anytime someone of Afro color get good in these sports like gymnastics or ice skating, that they only want their little darlings in, even though the world appreciates that as a whole. Remember, her fans are not just Afro, they're Caucasian too. But it's them stuffy heads that's making all these rules. That's the problem. That's why she was done. Think about it. That's the mental issues. That no matter how good you get at anything, that no matter how far you want to expand what you do, there is always some people down there that's deciding, no, we don't want you to be elevated way higher than anybody else. We don't like that. We think it is unfair. This is what they're saying, the gymnastics organization. We think it is unfair that you are that much better than everybody else. So we are going to rob you in real time so that we can make it easier for other people to win. Oh, that sounds like everybody get a trophy. For the clowns hating on Simone Biles, I want y'all to remember this. Michael Jordan quit basketball for mental reasons and came back 2 years later and won 3 more championships. Understand that. He walked away and then came back. So, all you Michael Jordan fans mad at Simone Biles for not being a lap dog for the U.S., y'all the ones with the problem. And that's something to think about. How about those of you real dudes? Let me know what you think about that in the comment section. I wanted to leave y'all with this. I'm going to be on my other channel, Reluctant Nabi Bless. Alright? And so, if you're subscribed to Reluctant Nabi Neo, go to that channel. Why? Because YouTube is going to make sure they take that channel down. They're looking for something else. And even though I put up the words of the actual people that they say are trusted, like the lady from Moderna, I want you to understand. They watch my channels like a hawk, and they want to destroy anybody that has a voice that tells Afro people the truth. I want y'all to understand that. So with that said, people, I'm out. Understand this. Anytime I come close, every time I did this, they've taken that channel down. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that in the comment section. All right, I'm out.